Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahusha, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahusha, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahusha, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahusha. Let's give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahusha, Ba'ashem, Rekakata. That wants to the apostles, great millstone, citation, all you octaves, the aquas pushing the truth. Yahweh coming in, Yahweh coming in. It's the year of Jacob's hopeful trouble. Children of the light, Yahweh coming in. And, we're going to get right into it. I got a good book. Just bringing out more facts of the atrocities and hidden history of Esau. So you want to get this book. You got different things that what is 101 questions you, a black history reader, 101 questions you never thought to ask. And I'm only on page 13, and the book blowing me away. Because what it's doing is it's filling in more the gaps of how did we come to this point where we at today. That's why Yahweh said you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Let me get that. Let's get that. KJV, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. This St. John 8 and 32. This St. John where you at? Past now. St. John 8 and 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's what time it is. So it's time to know the truth. Who did what? How did it happen? When did it happen? Why did it happen? Right now we got this vote for Kamala, vote for Trump, vote for Harris, Kamala Harris, or vote for Biden. You go back and forth with these Democrat Republicans. You got FDA, foundational Black Americans, and you just got this ongoing division of up and coming situations with our people, and which all this was orchestrated, which it wasn't just orchestrated by Esau, but Esau actually had, and when I say orchestrated, meaning the rape, rob, murder, and the continuous degenerate over the years on where we at today. The worstest education now, the least money, least owning property, no families, and you just look at the overall, we're going to start with the tribe of Judah, because that's what this is talking about, the tribe of Judah. And the devastation of it. So we're going to focus only on Judah, which is you African-American Negroes. Some people calling y'all foundational Black Americans. FDA, which is Tashi, who did Hidden Colors and so forth. And you just got this, they talking about reparations. And just a lot of different things are being brought to the forefront. But we have to go back to understand, how did we get to where we at? Okay, so I got him on that, which we're going to get to him later. So we're going to start off in the book. And I was reading some of this to my son, too. And we're going to start off with the concept of diversity, right? Like, what is that? Where it come from? And that's why the scriptures say he speak with a folk tongue. But this page 10, the concept of diversity was first introduced into American society centuries ago in the slave codes of 1705. The diversity provision in the slave code was a method to maintain racial balance in numbers and to monitor blacks when they to monitor blacks when they uh, aggregated. Diversity regulated the number of blacks who could gather at one time and keep them under surveillance so that whites could be alarmed to avert or any effort which might ignite insurrection. And them slave code laws of 1705, they still have those, and they still actually push those, but only in prison. In prison, they have it where five or more of y'all can't be together at no given time. And I experienced this when I was in my 20s. And I didn't understand what I was experiencing at that time, being in prison and not having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that I have now, thanks to the spirit power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, that belongs to the apostles, great millstone, who ruled well, who not only taught us these things, but actually showed us how to go further into the knowledge that we have today. So I experienced this in my 20s, 21 years old, being locked up 13 years, did 4 years and 6 months. My son, who 24 now, he was 15 months. So I got out, he was like 5, finna be 6, and been out ever since. And came into the truth in '07. But me knowing now and reading this today, yesterday night at work, I was like, oh shit, this what they was doing in fucking prison. Okay, but anyways, let's keep going, because this shed a lot of light to effectively show you how, no matter whether it was North, South, Democrat, Republicans, whether it was before, during, or after the Civil Rights Movement, it's all through the forefather was all constructed. So this Constitution and forefathers, and this is our land, and them our forefathers, that's a blunt lie. And now I understand why Europeans act the way they act. And now I see why we also created a class of ourselves called the Boule Society. And they know not to really get involved, and they actually know a lot of this information. So that's why they know, like, it's still laws on the books on the reason why we don't have education, the reason why we in the ghettos, the reason why we maintain to be second-class citizenship. It's all been set up. It say anyways, to effectively manage large, this page 10, to effectively manage large black population in the South, the Diversity Act mandated that a slave holder must have at least one white person to control and monitor every 4 black slaves brought in the colonies. The slave to white ratio was difficult to keep in the mid 1700s because England, the chief slave trader nation, wanted to have as many slaves as possible in the colonies in order to produce as much commercial product for England as possible. And me and the Akim Larala, we did the lesson showing you how Columbus and that whole transatlantic slave trade was for these same people. But y'all quick to say, oh, Prince Harry and I forgot his brother's name. Basically, he married a black woman and all this shit. Get the fuck out of here. That's why she got a white father. To pervert or reduce the possibility of blacks and native Indians. See that? That's why I got a book called Black Indian. Forming a coalition to drive whites back to Europe. When a black slave population reached nearly 40%, in Europe, when the black slave population reached nearly 40% in 1750, white colonists, planners requested that British government do 2 things: reduce the number of slaves being shipped into the southern colonies, and 2, send more Europeans to be in a management class in the South, but in the North, to do the reverse, to import 4 white for every black, so the nation majority population would remain white. So you see in the North, they shipping them more there to establish themselves. And then in the South, they sending us there, but they want to slow it down and so forth. But the South wanted us as they free labor class. So there go your riff right there, which y'all understand that's where the Civil War came about. But they had to find, but the forefathers had to find something to do with all our ass, which I'm gonna get into that. It said colonists in the South wanted to prevent slaves from escaping to nearby Florida, which was Spanish territory, and where the slaves would be free Spanish citizens upon arrival. That's another thing we had to go over in the history of Columbus, because we don't understand those factors in our history in America. I'm talking about Judah. The colonists therefore established a new colony, Georgia, as a buffer between South Carolina and the Spanish territory of Florida. A primary purpose of Georgia buffer zone was to improve black slaves runaway from escaping to South Carolina. Okay, let me jump down to the British government to empty its prisons, pool houses, and insane asylums and ship large number of white immigrants to settle in the newly established colonies in Georgia. Meanwhile, the Spanish government and the Catholic Church continued to encourage slaves to come to Florida. See that? The Catholic Church, all of them was a part of this. It's a, let's go down to, it's a, the 1705 diversity, and see, we get into the policies on what ruled the land. The 1705 Diversity Act include a provision that required white males to be a member of a local militia, to bear arms, and to perform slave monitoring duties. All communities had to have plantation police or paddy rollers. So that go to history of your police force. To monitor and movement of slaves and to patrol for runaway slaves. The diversity provision that required whites to be the dominant population and possess arms to control and monitor slaves was the foundation of the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, and a tool to establish and maintain a country for a free white population. See that? So today you got, under the Second Amendment, you got African Americans thinking, I got the right to bear arms and so forth, and that's why they also knew that. So that's why they came with black codes. They came with black codes and then felonies, because the black codes and the felonies had the same thing in common: one, prison sentence, where you get to actually become free labor. Two, they can detain you and kill you under the detainment if you don't cooperate. And what was the third one? You didn't have the right to possess arms, because they disarming you like they did from the conception of their laws. And now I understand why when I call a felony, and even to this day, that I can't have a weapon. It was all pre-set up. But this Psalms 17 and 13, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver thou soul from the wicked, which is thou sword. See that? These Edomites, we were sent over here to serve slavery, and that's why the blacks, blacks, and Native Americans all had this imposed on them. Because even though they was doing that to Judah, they was fighting the Native Americans. And the whole Northern Kingdom was getting. It said, from man which art thou hand, O Lord, from man of the world which have their portion in this life. See that? That's why they set up these laws, because this is Esau's portion in his life. This is his heaven. So, welcome. Matter of fact, hold on. I got one for that ass. The Spirit said, yeah, that nigga welcome, but he ain't going too far. Sure ain't. You ain't going nowhere. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. It's Lamentation 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. See that? That's why you see Trump them on there. Fight, fight, fight. Bring America, make America great again. They talking about all this. All this is what I'm reading to y'all, and it's finna get deep. That dwelleth in the land of Oz, America, the cup slavery also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Ah, shit. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. Talking about Yahweh Shai. He even allowed these Edomites to do what he gave them the power to do. It said he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thou sin. And that's what y'all witnessing today. Today Esau is in court. This is the court. I am the defense attorney. The prosecutor who's laying out the evidence in front of the judge, Yahweh Shai, and the world, which is the Urim and the Thummim. And his own mouth is telling upon him, his policies, his laws. See, I didn't make none of this stuff up. This is right in this book. That's why I said, you Akims out there, make sure y'all get this. Because my 24-year-old, he'll be reading this next. He just finished the one book, Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, and now he got to do this. So I got to speed myself up in this. But this Psalms 17:14, from man which art thou hand, O Lord, from man of the world which have their portion in his life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasures. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. See that? That's why we ain't going. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. And what's the likeness of Yahweh Shah? Knowing the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The judgment. So we ain't going. Gotta take vitamins and shit. You don't get natural nutrients from food, vegetables, none of that shit. Fruits, none of that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you Akims get y'all some of this too. For detox. Because we polluted the whole world. But let's get back to where we was at. So as you can see, what Britain did, Diversity Act, got the whites in, the North and Southern both playing their parts. The South want more for industry. The North want more whites to establish themselves, because after that you had what? The Underground Railroad. And you know, y'all come up here and they go to elites, turn and take the Southern whites money-making machine away, which was us, Blacks, Latins, Native Americans. And there go your Civil War. But meantime, between time, while they doing all that, because even when we do the Underground Railroad, which was some bullshit, you also had them saying, all come up north and this and that. But when you do Without Sanctuary, which showed the lynching that happened in the north, it basically increased after the Civil War. Why? Because whites knew that blacks was coming up to the north for work and for different things. You know, you had that great migration going on. A lot of us from Arkansas, Louisiana, you know, those slave quarters. And my people from Arkansas. And I never knew it. Let me tell it. Oh, I'm from Chicago, low end. And before they called it the low end, they called it the Chicago Beltway. Right? My uncles and them first ones, right? Pimps, all that bullshit. So yeah, you can learn your history and you see the atrocities. So let's keep going. Okay, let me go back. This 11. It say British government to empty its prisons, poorhouses, and the same asylums to ship large numbers of white immigrants to settle the new established colony in Georgia. Let's go here. The 1705 Diversity Act includes a provision that required white males to be member of the local militant, to bear arms and perform slave money, which I read all that. Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the two established to maintain a country of free white population that control everything. See that? Everything. White population domination was to the start stated national goal. See that? White population domination was the stated national goal. But the reality was quite different. The North had limited use for slaves. In the South, plantation owners needed black slaves for labor, and blacks were the dominant population in many of the colonies. Why? Because a lot of the natives they killed off through diseases, working them, and wars. And Judah actually filled in them ranks of doing the crop labor. It say when the diversity policy was first initiated in 1705, the slave population was nearly 40% nationally, and over 50% of the southern states, and was continuing to grow. All right, let's jump down. Boom. It say the Diversity Act that required white men to carry weapons and to monitor slaves led to the Second Amendment that was included as a requirement in the U.S. Constitution. Today, 160 years after the American Civil War ended, the diversity concept in race matters has again reared its head. Just like in previous centuries, present-day diversity policy devalue blacks and equate every newly fabricated minority to the historical struggle of black Americans in 1978. See that? I was born 1979. So that whole Martin Luther King in the 60s and the March for Freedom and Rights and Justice and equal pay and housing, all that was a bunch of bullshit. What's happening, my boy? What's good in the hood? Same old, same old? Another day? Okay. Okay. Stay over on that side though. You don't want to get the camera. You said you got a field trip coming?
Tomorrow.
Oh, where you going?
To a farm.
To where?
To a farm.
Hey, you ever been to a farm?
No.
First time for everything. You ready? You ready to go? Got your good shoes? Yeah, I'm just messing with you. Okay, let me do this. Go ahead.
They said at the maze that there's gonna be a little muddy, so we're gonna want to wear shoes that we were farming getting dirty.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I
And
asked.
they said it's gonna get cold at 11
Talk
o'clock.
fast. Yep. So I mean, you gotta have your sweater on, you gotta have your hat, coat. You're gonna be outside. It's gonna be cold.
They also told us the bus ride takes 15 minutes, so we gotta be prepared for it.
Yeah. 15-minute ride. 15-minute ride ain't nothing to you, right?
No, 15 minutes.
All right. 50? Whoa. Hour-long ride.
Yeah.
You got your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just.
I think we can't have our phones with this.
Okay. Well, sit by a friend, talk to a friend, look out the window, enjoy what y'all looking at, and talk about what y'all looking at, and try to get you a seat by the window. Okay.
Okay.
So when you get on the bus, purposely tell yourself, I gotta get a seat by the window, gotta get a seat by a window. So when you going to sit down, when they like, you sit here, try to go past and sit next to the window. Because if you don't sit next to the window, you're gonna be bored. If you sit next to the window, you get to look at stuff the whole ride. Sit next to the window.
We're also gonna leave our backpacks at school.
Okay, sit next to the window. That's the objective, right? All right. Let me finish this. So, let's get back into this. Because, everybody coming in. Got to be history, not a mystery around this bitch. Who that?
Say something.
I'm recording. Be quiet. I'm almost done. Say something.
You the one who's talking to me.
All right, well, be quiet. So, Diversity Act, as y'all can see, required the white. So now let's get into these sellouts. It say American Civil War, diversity concept, race matter, newly fabricated minorities. In the historical struggle of black Americans, 1978, I was born 1979, the U.S. Supreme Court decided in favor of Allen Bakke, accelerated the shift from black to diversity. Baker was a white medical student who claimed that preference given to blacks were the underlying cause of his rejection from medical school, and that those preferences amounted to discrimination against him. Reverse psychology, whatever. A minority opinion stated that there was no constitutional justification for the preference treatment of any group other than black Americans. Right, because look what y'all just did to only black Americans to build y'all country. See that? Before any immigrants, before anybody and all that. Right. So stop playing. So that's why you got something called FDA happening right now. Foundational Black Americans. But you know what? Let me pull this up with Tashi on what he was doing, because he had a brother on there who just got our history.
Connect and just
I want him to testify.
I'm speaking out because there's a man named Eric Hovde running for Senate against Tammy Baldwin, and he doesn't believe in Wisconsin women's reproductive rights.
I am wholly opposed to abortion.
If he had been in power when I went through my medical issues, I might not be here today.
What happened that
Let's see the missing entrance.
studying the history of Jamaica,
Yeah, I
I
get it.
directly learned about the FBA movement very recently.
I hear your Caribbean accent, sir. Where your family
Yes,
from?
yes, I'm from Jamaica. I'm
Yeah,
from
I can hear, I can hear it. Yes.
Yeah, I've been living in the States for about 15 years now.
My brother.
Actually, I have a YouTube channel, Young Don Reborn.
Okay.
And yeah, talk a little bit about politics and all that. But very recently, I started studying about the transatlantic slave trade, started studying the history of slavery in America, what happened afterwards. Slavery did not end with the Emancipation Proclamation by, not even by a long shot. And really and truly, to be quite honest with you, I was predisposed to not wanting to hear the argument for reparations for black people, right? Came here with the Caribbean mindset of, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And I tried finding literature on the topic, and I went on Amazon, bought a book, The Case for Reparations, read it, was completely blown away. And I am just so supportive of this movement that you are facilitating. Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, are owed reparations, and the attitude that they need to have is precisely the attitude that you encourage. The attitude that it's like that ad. It's my money and I need it now.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yes.
It's for y'all. It's not for us. Because I tweeted about this. Black Americans, the descendants of slaves, y'all made this country black friendly. You guys took the lynchings, the murders, the rapes, the kidnappings, did the civil rights movement, put in the work so that Africans, Caribbeans, black people from all over the world can come here and, do the whole make something out of our lives and provide a better life for our families.
Yes, sir.
And so
Now see,
yeah.
and see that's what we call prophecy. See that's prophecy. Esau can't stop this. Can't none of y'all stop this. None of y'all want to side with Esau. Don't none of that shit matter. I'm talking about you blacks, Latins, and Native Americans. You sellouts we finna get into. But let's get there. It's Genesis, the beginning. That's why you got it. That's why I double on to the apostles, man. Great millstone. Not no motherfucking Genesis and all this old weak ass niggas. This Genesis 49:8. Judah, thou art he whom thou brethren shall praise. See that? Judah is the top tribe, the African Americans. So you see Benjamin is praising his brother openly. All that shit Esau did, messed up Jamaica with Benjamin, our little brother, to doing us, to, like he said, giving us that propaganda to come over here for them to look sideways at their big brother. See that? Yahushua is that's that Ezekiel 37. Well, I'm gonna get that. Genesis 49:8. Judah, thou art he whom thou brethren shall praise. Thou hand shall be in the neck of thou enemy. See that? Esau right here next to us. Thou father children shall bow down before thee. Judas a lion whelp from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouches as a lion, as an old lion, who shall rouse him up. Yahweh Shah rousing us up, putting the spirit on us to wake up. That's why you see Judah waking up. It's Ezekiel 37 and 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out. The spirit of the Lord set me down the midst of a valley which was full of bones. Now, the valley is talking about America, and the bones is the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me cut down. It's a 7. It says, so I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied it, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, say unto the wind, thus said the Lord, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon the slain, that they may live. So I prophesied, he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeded great army. That's what y'all witnessing. Y'all witnessing the 12 tribes of Israel, starting with that tribe of Judah, wake up to who they are. And when they wake up, they, right, thou brethren shall praise thee. That's what y'all just witnessed. He said, once I got the understanding, and you see, brother gave a beautiful testimony. He said, no, Foundation in Black Americans, meaning the tribe of Judah, took the beating, took the lynching, took the killing, did the civil rights movement, marched, got ate by dogs, water hoses, our children killed, our women raped, everything, our young boys sodomited. Look at Puffy. We know who set all that up. This man had a 20-year reign with that shit. So Judah standing up, and everybody looking nervous too. And you see the 12 tribes getting back in order. Either get in water or get ran over. Because all you Judites out there, you African American, who with this BS, y'all finna get ran over too. See that? So that Boule Society shit, it didn't work. You better go get your money back. Because Esau got y'all ass in trouble. Y'all don't even know. But so I'm just give me a second. Look, I got excited over there. All right, let's get into these sellouts. Black diverse, white medicals. Okay, the white dude. Okay, 12. Public and private policy makers responded. Public and private, right? They adopted the language of the civil rights, but applied it to diversity, right? Which only normally includes blacks. See, that's what it was at first. Then it got hijacked. And once they hijacked Martin Luther King movement, they had to do what? Get rid of him. See that? That's how they do it. But let's keep going. Included blacks, and in reality benefited groups more acceptable to the public. Groups that did not conjure up uncomfortable images of slavery. See that? They can't bring up having a fucking iron around your neck. But it's in the scripture that was gonna happen to Judah. Segregation or black power. White policymakers knew that the shift away from corrective treatment for blacks to generalized diversity would be determined to black. The policy shifted of unearned, unentitled to grouping of diverse people who made behind closed doors deemed politically correct, then announced to the public. So they had to do it behind closed door, your forefathers. And then once they got it all together, then they brought it to the public. Liberals felt that growing opposition from whites would impede any corrective actions from blacks. So liberals switched gears. And, damn, I can't see. For blacks, so liberals switched gears and earnestly embraced diversity for any certified new minority as the new national civil rights goal. See that? That's why they had to get rid of Martin Luther King. That's why they had to kill him. Because they was done with him. Yeah, he was done with him. What is that? Ezekiel 25? Now I see why they killed him. Because they was done with him. This, yeah, here it is. Wait. Damn, it's been a while since I figured it out. John, you like something? KJV, I have a dream, I have a dream. Jeremiah. 23:25. And that's why once they killed Martin Luther King, now I see why they brought Jesse Jackson's sellout ass into the forefront to push and finish off their agenda. That's what happened. And he did a hell of a job too. Jeremiah 23:25. It said, I have heard what the prophet said that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have a dream, I have a dream. How long should this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. See that? Because Jesse Jackson and that whole black carcasses, NAACP, and all them Maxine Waters and all them motherfuckers up at Congress right now, they all sold out, took the bag. Akim looked the other way and was like, fuck our nation. Because these crackers ain't playing with them. So now I understand why they got black nobility family and they separated themselves with them and their children and so forth. Because they knew what was coming for the majority of us. So fuck y'all. Jeremiah 23:26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams. That shit didn't work. Which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal, which is a god of the community. See that? So let's keep going. It say diversity determined. Liberals felt that growing opposition from white would improve any corrective action for blacks, so liberals switched gears and embrace diversity for any significant new minorities, a new national civil rights goal. Black civil rights leaders who since they were politically powerless, Jesse Jackson them, Maxine Waters, all them up at Washington, and had gone as far as they could go. See that? They went as far as they can go. That's why they said, kill him and get rid of Martin Luther King. Because this is as far as these niggas finna go. And who did that? These Edomite white people. And watch, I don't give a fuck what they call themselves. It said following liberals, so these liberal whites, the ones that got Black Lives Matters at their houses when you going from Amazon or you going to do your deliveries. Them motherfuckers. But you notice when you go in the neighborhood do deliveries, don't no blacks stay in them neighborhoods. Following liberals by embracing diversity and political correctness that made blacks invisible. That's why they got white flight, they own communities now. It's a having knowingly sold out their people. See that? This talking to you blacks, Latins, Native Americans who know about all this. See that? Y'all part of them upper echelon. Jesse Jackson, them all y'all. See that? Because y'all knew that these white liberals changed the agenda and the wording. Having knowingly sold out their people the civil rights establishment kept silent and promoted the newly fabricated minority class with the hope that some blacks might inadvertently benefit through diversity. See that? Some of y'all gonna benefit in and our leaders knew this. See that? So let's get that. Isaiah 28:18 on their ass. Let's go. Isaiah 28:18. No, I'm gonna start 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, these Edomites, and with hell. See that? Y'all knew what was gonna happen to us. Are we at agreement? See that? Y'all, what the book say? Having knowingly sold out their people. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death and with hell, are we at agreement when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Right, so when the AIDS epidemic came, y'all hid y'allself. When the miseducation came, y'all hid y'allself. When the American apartheid came, y'all hid y'allself. When the medical misinformation and all that shit and diagnosing all that shit they've been doing, y'all hid y'allself. When it comes to the police brutality, the patty rollers, and what they doing, even to this day, started with Trayvon Martin. And you got Barack Obama standing there like he's scolding somebody, shut your bitch ass up. Y'all hid y'allself. We have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Therefore, thus said the Lord God. See that? Yahweh Shah stepping in now. Because I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet. And the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies. That's what this lesson is about, to sweep away them lies. And the water shall overflow the hiding place. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then you shall be trodden down by it. So good luck with that. It's including programs and politically correct attitude which were popular and mainstream. It said, having knowingly sold out their people, the civil rights establishment kept silent and promote the newly fabricated minority class with the hope that some blacks might inadvertently benefit through diversity, inclusion programs and political correctness attitudes, which was popular in mainstream society, especially in that time. Both government and the private sector accepted the legal diversity ratio with the clear understanding that black would be nearly excluded from preferredly treatment and public resources diverted to the newly fabricated minorities. And this in 1978. I was born 1979. Now y'all tell me what happened. Because I'm alive, I'm living. Yeah, look like this is a reality. Look like they achieved their objectives. And with that, shalom.